stuff he blocked. He blocked because he loved you. He knew you didn't mean it. He knew that's not what you really wanted. But you didn't have strength to ask for what you wanted. You didn't have enough faith to believe him for what he promised.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, I wish you would look at somebody and say, I ain't going out like that. Oh my God. Come on, it's the last Sunday, but I promise you I ain't going out like that. It's the last Sunday, but I promise you I might have spent the good part of the year like that, but I ain't going out like that. I know it's been most part of the year. I've been in struggle. I've been in depression. I've been in sadness, but I ain't going out like that. You've been in lack. You've been in doubt. You've been in fear, but I ain't going out like that. I wish you would look at somebody with your prophetic voice and tell them I declare and decree I ain't going out like that. There you go. Oh God, I've been fighting all year, but I got one fight left. I've been fighting all year, but I got one fight left. See, the enemy was gonna try to tire you out. So when it came time to cross over, you wouldn't have no strength. But he didn't know I left something in reserve. He didn't know that I got a little juice left. He didn't know I got a little holiday left. I got a little Luya left. And I got one fight left. What? I'm sorry, praise team, y'all. Somebody said I just got one. All I need is one. Come on, David had 5 stones, but all he needed was one. Come on, when you're a sharpshooter, you might have 5. You need the grace of 5, but you really need one. Y'all ain't saying that now. Wow. Got one fight left. Oh, God. Because there's some things worth fighting for. Yeah. I got one fight left. My God, my purpose is worth fighting for. Could the reality be that all this year the enemy has been trying to make me forfeit my purpose? All the year the enemy has been trying to make me forfeit my route to destiny. Could it be that all this time it wasn't even about my car? It wasn't even about my clothes. It wasn't even about my hips and fingertips. It was about my purpose. It was about the weight of God that's on my life. It was about the glory of God that rests on me. It's about the anointing that I walk in. Could it be that the enemy was after what I didn't even know he was after? Oh my God. Wow.
Could it be?
Lord have mercy.
Jesus.
Lord Jesus.
But I'm not going out like that.
What you say?
I said I'm not going out.
I'm not like that. Not.
Thank God. And so we understand that even as we come to the close of the year, I told a few of them, the Lord whispered so sweetly in my ear, and he says, this is an hour that I want you to recognize and understand. I don't get glory from the place of you knowing me now. He said, because what you know in the end, I needed you to believe in the beginning.
Come on. Show what you said.
So he gets no glory, but you finally said, Lord, thank you. I knew I was going to make it. He said, I need you to know that in January.
Yeah.
What you know now, you should have believed then. But most of us didn't have belief. We didn't have enough belief to know that God could do it. Even in the midst of our frailties, in the midst of our lack and our deficiencies, we still didn't trust the voice of God. We didn't trust the hand of God. We didn't trust the word of God over our life. He says, so this is an hour that even as the year closes, I want to see if you know me in a better way. Come on. Because I need you to go out of this year with enough know that you'll know me in January.
Come on, the reins, God.
That we ain't got to start all over with you just trying to believe me. You'll go in January knowing that I will do what I promised I would do. Knowing that I'll be with you to the end. Knowing that I'm greater than the world that's against you. And so we find ourselves on the last Sunday. God Almighty.
My God.
I hear you. I hear it. I hear it.
We find ourselves in this last Sunday, and I realized all year long, again, we declared this year to be the year of greater. I told you last Sunday, I said, now, when we start talking about greater, we kind of had it messed up because we thought God was going to do a whole bunch of stuff, which he did. He's been a good God. He's done stuff for us all year long that, but if it had not been for him on our side, where the devil would we be? We'd be in some serious trouble. So he has been great in our life, but he has also forced us to have a greater faith.
Yes.
So some stuff he withheld on purpose.
Yes.
to see if you really believe. He had to work your belief muscle. Okay, so you think I'm a spiritual Santa Claus. So I'm going to hold it back to see if you give up. I'm going to hold it back to see if you change your mind. Because if I trust God and know what he said, I don't care how long it takes, I know he's going to do it.
Come on.
Yeah.
And so we've learned to have greater faith, and then we've realized that I got to do greater works. Whatever you did in 2017 couldn't get you through 2018.
That's it.
Huh? You tried it. You tried to stay at that low level. You tried to stay at that level of prayer. You tried to stay at that level of worship, and you realized, Lord, I got to do something else. I got to wake up a little earlier. I got to go to bed a little later. I got to do something different to get through what I'm currently going through. Last year's anointing ain't gonna work for this year.
My God.
And so at the end of the year, here comes God to get the glory, because what he said was what I was working on was your foundation. Not only was I working on your foundation, I was working on your relation. Your relationship with me and your relationship with others. Because you don't have no relationship with others if you don't have one with me. And most of us try to bypass the relationship with God and try to have better relationships with folks, but you ain't gonna win like that, because truth be told, you can't love me if you don't love him. Here's the Bible. Husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church. You in trouble. You ain't got a relationship with God, you can't love it.
See, my God.
Because truth is, you ain't loving me, God loving me through you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh God. So if your love walk with God messed up, our relationship gonna be jacked up. Ain't nobody saying that now. So he began to deal with our foundation. I'm gonna get to the text in just a second. He began to deal with our foundation. Then he says, I need to deal with your relation. And then let's go one further. Not just my relationship with God, but then my relationship with me. Because I can't expect nobody to treat me no better than I treat me. Oh, y'all ain't saying that. The Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Here comes the problem. The devil trick you up in loving you. You'll never love me.
Never.
If I can mess you up about how you feel about you, you'll always see me out of broken eyes. You'll always see me out of a wounded heart.
Wow.
That's true.
That is good.
So you wonder why the friends you have or the friends you have, you wounded they are too.
See.
Your people messed up. So I'm picking from just like me. I'm a wounded duck and I'm surrounded by a bunch of wounded ducks. I'm miserable. I'm surrounded by a whole bunch of miserable. That's why I say, honey, I can't handle negativity. I'm too positive to be around negative folks.
Jesus.
Watch out!
Right there.
So I had to make some decisions in this season. If I'm a prosper, I got to be around folk that's prosperous. Okay, let me tell you like this. Birds of a feather flock together. It's a reality. So if you want to know who you are, I'm telling you, look at the 5 people you're closest to.
Wow.
And if you're not like them, then you perpetrating the fraud in front of them, acting like you are. Well, I'm surrounded by people of faith. Well, I'm surrounded by prosperous people, so you lying and they purpose. So you talk progress talking knowing that you're not. You talking faith talking knowing you a doubt.
Come on. Wow. Lord.
Because you do know that people that are around you that look like you, but when they get home, they take their mask off.
What?
Bishop. Remove it. Oh, God.
So I'm saying he began to deal with our foundation. He began to deal with our relation. If you be honest, some of your relationships were shaken from the top to the bottom.
Oh, God.
I'm talking about some friendships you started with in January. You ain't got to know them.
That's real.
It's some relationships, some partnerships, some all kind of ships. You done been shipwrecked.
Oh, God.
You better believe that?
In 2018.
Yeah.
Because he was shaking everything that could be shaken.
Yes.
Huh? The shaking came and you had to realize that some things were not as stable as you thought.
Yes, you
Some things that you call relationship.
What you say?
You can have a seat. I'm an unconventional preacher, and I'm sorry. He said she gonna do the word. I am, and then we'll stand up again. But we have to realize that some things we call relationship, but not relationship. I was just in the same proximity as you.
Oh, my Lord.
Huh? How many co-workers you have that sit next to you, but y'all not in a relationship, y'all just sit by each other?
Come on.
See, because we put everybody in a ship that ain't in the ship.
Put them in a ship and they really not.
And so he dealt with relation, because most of us are in trouble at the relationship level. My heart is broken or my life is blessed based on relationship. Because the only thing that makes us or break us is the people in our life. And see, I learned this when I was a young evangelist and God called me to ministry. The first thing he said, will you go? I said, yes. He said, will you go by yourself? I said, yeah. He said, good. That's why he said, now I can send you some help. He said, because if you can go by yourself, if the help leaves, you'll still go.
See?
He said, but I need to go by yourself spirit. Because see, most of us will go, but I only go when the crowd goes. You can't
not.
Wow.
Oh, we going as buddies? Always? So when I die, you die? I don't think so.
Come on.
This thing is personal.
Wow. Wow.
And so we have allowed relationships to rock our spiritual meter.
Yes.
Based on relationship, mother will determine if you have joy or not. Really?
Jesus.
I done been living in hell, but I still got joy.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Because you don't get to run how I feel. You don't give no permission to control your joy. That's why the old saints will sing song, this joy I have, the world
Didn't get it up.
that's funny because the world been taking it all 2018. That's funny because they know that you ought to live like it.
Yes. Come on.
How you let your boss take your joy?
See?
How you let that man take your joy? How you let that woman take your joy? How you let that relationship take your joy? How you let yourself take your joy? How you rob joy from yourself?
My God. My Lord. How you robbing?
I'm about to get there. I'm just talking. We just talking sabotage. We talking. And so he messed with our foundation. Anybody been shaking? You thought you was straight. Oh man, this is good. I'm solid. I'm stable.
Bishop.
And you realize that even in your stableness, you was unstable.
Oh, my Lord.
That discovery is real.
So my foundation. Then he went to my relation, and then he went to my location.
Uh-oh.
Because some of us have been stuck in a place, scared to move.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord.
Well, expose me, Bishop.
So he's been confronting our location. I remember one Sunday in 2018, the Holy Ghost asked us the question, where are you? He says, because I'm coming for your location. When Adam and Eve were in the garden, they were in this utopia, this wonderful place, and only you could imagine. And then they got in trouble, and sin hit the garden, and the first thing that God said was, where are you?
Yeah.
And the truth of the matter, he knew where you were. He wanted to know if you knew where you were.
Did you know?
Come on.
Because when he said, this don't look like what we said in January. Where are you? This don't look like what we talked about in February. Where are you? You remember the promises you made? You remember the declarations you said? Where you at?
Wow.
Yeah.
So we have to understand that this is the hour that God is coming. There's times that he tells us that it's time to shift, and then there are shifts that he do without us. And I've been telling folks, December 31st is not no magic.
Come on. Right.
Ain't nothing supernatural gonna happen.
Right.
It is just the calendar time that we have deemed that everything shifts whether they want to or not.
Come on.
It is a shifting. It is a counting of days. So we have done 364 days as of today.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? Wow. You have successfully made it through another 364 days.
That is something.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
So don't ever say again you can't finish that.
Come
you just
on.
finished 364 days.
Come on.
Oh, that's
Wow.
good.
That's good.
But then there's a shift that comes worldwide where God says, I'm changing everything. This is why even when I'm listening to the weatherman, I'm not surprised. I told you, change is atmospheric. So we have to understand when there's an exchange of old and new, the atmosphere even
What
gets
you
upset.
say?
The atmosphere even get upset. So they're telling us, be careful, because here come a flood, here come a storm, here come the rain. Now whether it comes or not, we don't know. But we know that there's a great struggle in the realm of the spirit. There's a great struggle in the heavenlies because he knows there's an old that's falling off and there's a new that's coming on. And so it brings about a storm, not just naturally, but you wonder why it's a storm in your life right now. Because there's a great exchange. God said, I'm troubling you to let go of some stuff. I'm troubling you to reach for something new and release what's behind you.
Listen.
Because change means movement. We're afraid to move. Because what if I make the wrong move? What if you make the right move?
That's true.
That's true. That's good.
Get the house.
This is good.
Told you it's difficult to steer a parked car. I can only steer when I move. Oh Lord.
I hear you.
Have you ever tried to sit in the car? You just steering.
I hear
You
you.
playing with the steering wheel. You
playing.
ain't going nowhere because you can't go nowhere till you start the car.
Right.
My God.
So we got to get to the place that we're willing to start the car.
Yeah.
Right.
And guess what? Even if I make the wrong turn, my spiritual GPS will reroute me if I need to be rerouted. That's why I got to become flexible in the realm of the spirit. I got to become putty in God's hand. Have anybody ever jumped in God's hand and said, do with me what you will? I just want to be a delight to you. I'm a to jump in your hand and you can use me how you want to. There's been times, man of God, I've gone to a meeting to preach and, you know, God, I jumped in God's hands. And he did, I look crazy. Because I'm preaching and I start rapping. Y'all remember that? We was in Lufkin or something. Rap songs from 1980 something start coming out my spirit. I'm looking at myself like, are you crazy? Everybody with me like, she done lost her mind. I'm rapping Candy Girl, Louis this. I'm going hard. And I'm just going off. And I'm like, I am going nuts. What is going on? But after service, it was a man sitting in the service and he said, I needed that. Wow. He from the street, see, but God know how to reach you. He'll make you, he said, just get in my hands.
Come on.
Yeah. And be flexible.
Yeah.
Let me use you how I want to. Yeah. And see, most of us jumped in and then when we got ready to use you, you jumped out. Because you'll be a fool for them, but you won't be a fool for God. Ain't nobody saying that now. Because see, if I'm going to be a fool, let me be one for Jesus. Come on. If somebody going to use me, let it be God.
Come on.
Oh, y'all not saying that.
If I'm going to be a fool.
At least let God get the glory. But I didn't realize why he was doing what he did. The sister of the man came to me and said, God, I thank you. She said, I don't know if you planned that or not, but that is just what he needed to hear. So God is more concerned about the one.
Yes.
Because he said everybody in there should have had it. It's him that ain't got it.
Come on.
Oh, y'all not saying that.
Come on.
So sometimes we sit in service. Why God ain't saying that? Because he's looking at you saying you should have.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
You know, he prophesied to everybody but me. Because he's telling you you ought to have it.
Come on.
He said, because I know you heard me last night. I told you.
Now.
Come on, quickly. Go to Luke 13.
Wow.
Go to Luke like that.
Don't play with it.
My God.
Luke 13. Now, I'm reading out the NIV. I'm going to do the NIV. I'm going to do the Living Translation. I'm going to do the Message Bible. And now you notice I'm not doing the King James. Y'all so traditional. I'm not even doing that today.
I love it.
I'm trying to help y'all because the D's and Dow's and Dusters ain't helping y'all. So I need to talk
No.
real plain English so you can understand.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? I'm talking y'all, D, do, they, this, us, and all that. Y'all like, what?
I say
No, I'm going to give it to you just like, version, I'm going to preach from there. Luke 13, 6 through 9. In the NIV, it says, then he told this parable. A man had a fig tree growing in his vineyard, and he went to look for fruit on it, but did not find any. So he said to the man who took care of the vineyard, for 3 years now, I've been coming to look for fruit on this fig tree and haven't found any. Cut it down. Why should it use up the soil? Sir, the man replied, leave it alone for 1 more year.
Come on here.
Lord have mercy. And I'll dig around it and fertilize it. If it bears fruit next year, fine. If not, then cut it down. The New Living Bible says, then he used this illustration. A man planted a fig tree in his garden and came again and again to see if he could find any fruit on it. But he was always disappointed. Finally, he told his gardener to cut it down. I've waited 3 years.
Yes.
And there hasn't been a single fig. He said, why bother with it any longer? It's taking up space we can use for something else. Oh God, and here go the Message Bible. Oh God. Then he told them a story. A man had an apple tree planted in his front yard. He came to it expecting to find apples, but there weren't any. He said to his gardener, what's going on here? For 3 years now, I've come to this tree expecting apples. And not one apple have I found. Chop it down. Why waste good ground with it any longer? The gardener said, let's give it another year. I'll dig around it and fertilize, and maybe it will produce next year. If it doesn't, then chop it down. Lord Almighty. If I can just rest in verse number 8. The gardener said, let's give it another year. I know you are somewhere betwixt and between. I know you think God forgot. I another year. Give destiny another year. Give mercy another year. Give hope another year. Give it. One more year. Father, we thank you now for this, your precious people. We thank you for the anointing that rests in this place. Lord, we ask that you would open up ears that we might hear and hearts that we might receive. We give you glory in advance for the things that you shall do. In Jesus' name, somebody clap your hands.
Amen.
Amen. You can take your place. Somebody say, just give me another year. And so, Lord have mercy. So now I began to look at this because I had things mixed up, Minister Erica. I had things mixed up because Facebook does something that we call the year in review.
Yeah, it does.
So somewhere in December, you can go to your Facebook page, and Facebook has taken a collection of your highlights. It has taken a collection of the pictures that people like the most. It has taken a collection of your journey throughout the year. But the thing about Facebook is that it is getting what most people like the most. It's getting the good part of your year. And that's a year in review. But the Holy Ghost say, I don't want you to do a year in review. I want you to do a year in review. E-N-D.
Okay.
That's different than I-E.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
So I
is.
said, well, Lord, I didn't know. I thought they were the same. What is a year-end review? He said it's a formal assessment of the year. Reviewing your achievements. Here it is. Because see, Facebook is celebrating your achievements. But a year-end review, it reviews your achievements against your goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did well, but was that your goal? You did good, but was that the goal? Yeah, you came in third, but the goal was to come in first. Reviewing your achievements against what you put on your dream board. Reviewing your achievements against your declaration.
Come on.
Reviewing your achievements against your goal and competencies. Oh God, hold on. See, so that means if I have an A student and you come home with a C, I'm upset. Well, ain't nothing wrong with a C, I ain't failed. No, but I'm judging it against your competence.
What you say?
You got an A mind making C's.
What you say?
And see, some of us have been skating through the school of the spirit making C's. And he said, I got to whoop you because you got an A anointing. So I'm trying to figure out why you cool making C's.
Why you cool? Why are you cool?
Against your goals and competencies, celebrating your successes and acknowledging your shortcomings.
Come on.
I'm going to let you celebrate your success, then we're going to deal with your shortcomings.
Oh!
God. Jesus.
And create a plan of improvement.
What you say?
See, this is why you like the year-end review. Because you don't want a year-end review.
Come on.
Because the year-end review makes me look at the totality of who I am in the year. Not what I did in the year. No, who I am. Well, you did a lot of good stuff. But who were you while you was doing it?
Deal with
Why you were
You did some good stuff with a bad attitude. You did some good stuff with some bad thoughts. You did some good stuff and you only did it for me. It ain't had nothing to do with you.
Oh!
It's real.
My!
nothing.
Oh! Sweet Jesus.
So every now and then, there must be a formal assessment. Just like we come to the last Sunday of the year, we have to allow our spirit to make a formal assessment of our soul. We have to allow our spirit to make a formal assessment of this wicked flesh. We have to allow our spirit to make a formal assessment of our thought life. Not what you said, what you thought.
Come on. What you thought?
Because you have to understand, see, the Bible says if you look up on
Yeah. That's what it says.
you might as well have did it because you saw it.
Well,
And see, some of us have been, and we done got more in trouble with our thought life than our do life. Oh, God. Ain't nobody saying that now. And so I began to look at this. I'm getting ready to go back to Luke. I'm just trying to make my point here. And so when we began to look at the year-end review, Y-E-R, that's what I'm going to call hashtag Y-E-R, the year-end review, we have to understand that it covers 9 different things. Number 1, it covers your accomplishments. So when your boss begins to give you a year-end review, first he says, hey, I want to congratulate you on a great year. You know, we met this number, we met that number. But then they go the next step and they look at your day-to-day responsibilities.
Come on.
Let me see what I put you over.
That's right.
Jesus.
Let's look at each area and let's see how you performed in it. Huh?
Come on.
See, because we just want God to grade us on being a good saint. Now I'm gonna see about how good were you as a mother, how good were you as a wife, how good were you as a husband. He says, no, I'm gonna look at your day-to-day responsibility. I told you, church should not be the only place you grade.
Oh,
Look out! Your title at church cannot trump your title at home. Look out! Everybody listens to you here, nobody listens to you there. Look out! Ain't nobody saying. Wait a minute! Wait a minute! So it looks at day-to-day responsibilities. I'm telling you, church is the only place that'll let you shine.
Jesus.
Bishop,
deal with it, Bishop.
year in review. My God.
The third area is areas to develop. So after I look at your day-to-day responsibilities, let's look at the areas that you need to develop in.
Okay.
The skills that you need to work on. And then after we do that, number 4 says I need to look at your strengths. Oh God. Then number 5 says I need to look at the priorities for the company. Oh, because see, we forget we work for somebody.
Oh,
And so somewhere in the middle of the year, your priorities got mixed up with the priorities for the company.
what?
Jesus.
That's
I don't work for me.
What?
I work for him. So when I start working, I got to be reminded of who I'm working for.
Yeah.
Huh? Somewhere I got my own agenda. Somewhere I start doing what I want to do.
Lord.
Somewhere the roars from the crowd have got me on focus. I got to realize that this thing that I'm in, I did not start. God called me. to
What
it.
you say?
Oh, God. And so sometimes now we got to look at the priorities of the company. How far are you away from the vision of the house? How far away from you? I know you want to win in life, but you ain't working in the kingdom. Huh? You ain't walking in purpose. How you winning? You can't.
Set it straight.
Because it's a formula. I heard Elder Rollins say sometime this year, so you can't negate X plus Y. You will never get Z.
Come on. That's right.
Lord have mercy.
How far away are you from the vision of God?
So the priorities of the company, because the president wants to know, how are you going to advance his kingdom, his company?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
The president wants to know, all you doing, all you saying, is it advancing the company?
Yeah.
Bottom line, my God.
I'm telling you, I didn't grow up Baptist, but that's where I heard it from. We didn't say that in the Pentecostal church, but I love it though, Mother, and I guess I'm getting back to Costal or something. It's real.
It's good to have a good mix.
Mix. The Baptists will say, Father, hide me. Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Behind the cross. That's what they said.
And
Yeah.
that thing is real.
Yeah.
Now, so let me tell you how real it is.
Come on.
We done went from a wide podium to a skinny one because nobody want to be. So now we're preaching from an orchestra stand.
What?
Now he's preaching from a little bitty skinny podium because nobody want to be hid behind the cross no more. No, I want you to see my skinny jeans. I want you to see my hip hop gear. So now because when you get behind him, can't nobody see you.
Wow. That's right.
Ain't nobody saying that now.
Yes,
No,
sir.
hide me.
Hide me. Hide me.
And then here they go. Lord, allow me to decrease.
That's
Yes.
And you increase. Come on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How he gonna feel what's already full?
That's right.
If you didn't decrease from you got here, Lord, decrease me.
Increase me. Jesus.
So you can increase.
Yes. That's what they say, Bishop. That's what they say.
I know that's what they say, but we ain't saying.
We ain't saying it.
So you come up here and get on the altar, get on the sacred, and we ain't got no level higher than the other. And see, that's one thing. I used to sit, man of God, I used to sit in the chair over here. I told him, forget that. Put me right here. Because I ain't no better than y'all. I'm calling on the same God you calling on. See, sometimes we raise this platform and it make folk think that we greater than somebody.
That's true.
Listen here. The same struggle you have, I got it greater than you. The same problem you have, I got mine and yours. Come on, Bishop. So I need him to decrease me.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah.
That is right.
So when we ever move into church, don't y'all give me no little skinny podium. Don't give me no choir, little orchestra stand. Hide me.
Yes. Yes. My God.
We in trouble. We in trouble now. I met with some women of God, and I began to tell them. I said, now I understand and recognize why men didn't like women preachers. I'm a woman preacher. I'm gonna say that. I know why. Because hips and fingers messed up the whole pulpit.
Messed the whole thing up.
We didn't come in the pulpit acting a complete fool.
Yeah, come on. Come on, Bishop. Come on, Bishop.
So even as a woman, I got to be hid. You don't come to church to be sexy. Who's doing that?
What?
Who you come to church to be sexy?
What?
Who are you coming to be sexy?
What?
Okay. So priorities on the company. So this is why the saint of God get mad at a uniform, but I believe McDonald's have one. I believe the employees of Whataburger are noted by their uniform.
Yes.
It's only in church that we don't want to be uniform. So do you work for the company or do you work for yourself?
This is good.
That's real good.
Because my son worked for McDonald's, he has left his hat. I didn't have to go all the way back home. Because his boss was going to send him home. If I ain't go all the way back home, his boss right there. Look here, they ain't playing because they say it affects the company.
That's right. That's right.
That's real.
And how many times in 2018 did God have to send you home? How many times did you have to reroute yourself because you left your uniform? How many times did you was no call and no show because you weren't prepared to go to work?
Come on. My God.
Ain't nobody saying that.
Dealing with this tree this morning.
You have them.
Then number 6 says, not only do I deal with the priorities for the company, but then whoever is doing my assessment says, now what are the next steps? Because now you've heard the good, the bad, the ugly. I've reintroduced a vision to you. Now what you gonna do? Let's create some steps here. Because see, here it is. We like to hear the word, we just don't like to do the word.
What?
The Bible says I can't just be a hearer. I got
What?
to do it.
What?
Yes, I've had the assessment, but now I got to do something with what has been assessed.
Yes.
So it says, what are your next steps? Not just my next steps. Number 7 says, what are your immediate next steps? When you walk out this office, what you gonna do?
Come on. What you doing?
So we got some short-term goals and some long-term goals, but you can start loving right now. You can do that as soon as
You can do it right
You
now.
can start being polite right now. As soon as you walk
You can
out
just
of here,
be nice.
implement that.
Just be nice.
Come on.
A smile don't cost you nothing.
It really don't. It really don't.
Right. It's free.
Just be nice.
Hondo.
Oh, God. So some things we have to do immediately. You wait until the 31st. Now, do it now.
Right now.
Oh, I'm going to wait till the clock strike 12. Now, do it now.
Yeah.
Oh, January 1, I'm going to start now. Do it now. It's some stuff I can activate immediately. And here's the problem with the saint of God. Y'all hear me say it all the time. We love a good hallelujah. We just don't want to do hallelujah. You don't want to do what you hollering about. Oh, yeah, God, that's good. And you get home and don't do nothing. Can I tell you, it has been scientifically proven, Elder Solomon, that if you, whatever you learn or whatever is introduced to you, if you do not do it in the first 48 hours, you ain't.
Yeah. Put it in next.
If you don't integrate it into your thought life,
Integrate.
if you don't bring it into your daily activity, you never will. It's a great thing you learn, but you done just unlearned it in 48 hours. So it's not just my next steps, it's my immediate next step. What do I have to do right now?
Right now.
I can't even let the clock strike 12. I got to do it now.
Yeah.
Oh, God. But then this is the one I love, number 8. It says, and then in the assessment, we have to find out who will help you and how they will help you. Could it be a lot of our breakdown this year is that we didn't have no help? Or you had help but didn't ask for help. It's a terrible thing to have help but don't ask for it.
Come on.
Oh.
Huh? It's a terrible thing to have access to help but won't use it. God won't let you ask for help.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
That's true.
So sometimes it's not the lack thereof, it's the fact that I won't open my mouth and say I need it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anybody ever been drowning and just was going deeper and deeper? You
God
had
bless
lifeguards all around you but didn't ask nobody?
Yeah.
God bless you.
So you died in what you were supposed to survive. Lord have mercy. So then the one that's doing the assessment, the president, he begins to say, you know what? Who can help you? How are we going to get these things done? Because now I got to have an accountability partner. Because if I'm going to put some new things in place, then I have to have somebody to hold me accountable to the new. We're in trouble because nobody in your life is able to tell you to sit down.
Oh.
There's nobody in your life that say, hey, you done gone too far. Hey, you done lost your mind. Hey, sit down.
Yeah.
And so you have to ask yourself, who in my life can sit me down? Who in my life can tell me it's too much? Who in my life can tell me it ain't enough?
Yeah.
You see, it's sometimes that I can get so busy, so I think, oh, I'm doing so much. But I got a few people in my life that say, hey, precious woman, I know you preaching, Bishop. I know you doing all of that, but I ain't seen you in a while. I ain't heard from you. And I'll get a voicemail that say, listen here, if you don't call me in the next 48 hours, I will be at your door. Guess what? I stopped dropping the road because I ain't that busy.
Wow.
That's right.
Hey, how you doing? Because they bring you all the way down. Because we like to be around folk that make us feel good. That like to make us feel like we're doing something. You ain't doing that much. You just with people that's so low that you come out. Y'all don't want to say nothing. Let me change who's in the room and let's see how high you are.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all think I'm playing? Okay. I'm gonna go all the way back to Astroworld.
Oh, God.
Anybody remember that? No, I ain't that old. Anybody remember Astroworld?
Yes.
I'm like, I ain't that old. Okay, here we go.
Oh, God.
And boys did it more than girls, but girls did do it too.
Yeah.
If you go into Astroworld, you're gonna find the ugliest friends to go with, so you can be top dog.
Yep.
Oh, y'all ain't playing. Boys, okay, see, I'm gonna tell the truth. He's shaking his head. Yeah, you say, okay, no, I ain't going with you, Doc. You got wavy hair. I ain't fooling with you. Now, you light skin, I ain't going with you. I'm gonna go with you and you. So when I'm walking out, I'm the bomb that night.
Wow.
Huh? But we don't realize in our life, that's how we pick people spiritually. I want to be around somebody that think I'm the best thing since sliced bread. When I pray, they hit the flow. Now, get in the room with some prayer boys and let's see what you do. Get in the room with some real intercessors. Let's see what you do. Now, let's judge your spirituality around somebody that's really spiritual.
Come on. Come on, Bishop.
So he says, in order for you to take the next steps and to take immediate next steps, I gotta find out who's gonna help you. So God is changing your prayer partner this season. God is changing your intercession, buddy. God is moving some people out of your life so he can put some folk in your life.
I believe that.
Because 2018 you was skating. 2018 you was comfortable. 2018 you was just getting by. You ain't gonna be able to do that in 2019. God will pour the cover off for you. This little popcorn, magic, fancy, Minnie Mouse, prayer. Oh Lord, help me, Jesus. And you think help coming, help ain't coming. Come on.
Wow.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Wow. Yeah.
That's a real word right there.
Sure will. Sure will.
God help me. So the last one. So 8 says who will help you and how they gonna do it. Then number 9 says who you should know.
You should know.
Now who you know don't mean they gonna help you.
That's right.
I just need you to see something greater than where you are.
That's good.
So then the assessor says, but who you should know, because you're in trouble because of who you know. You're not in trouble about what you know, but who you know won't let you implement what you know. Y'all didn't hear that? I said it's not about what you know, because you know something, but who you with won't let you be great with what you know.
Oh.
That is another. Yes. Wow. My God.
You do realize that it's some people that don't want you to outgrow them. You do realize there's some people that don't want to see you go further. Because for you to go further, put pressure on me to go further. It put pressure on me to deal with why I ain't going further. So I get mad at you for going further. And it's a love-hate relationship because they love you, but then they hate you because you are disrupting them being comfortable. They see you growing. They see the glory of God on you. They say, my God, she used to cuss me out, now she praying. Oh my God. Lord, look at here. Oh, okay, look, I look like she's smiling more. My goodness, look at him. He got more joy than he ever had. And then they start getting upset because we used to be negative Nancy's together. Lord have mercy, ain't negative no more. She always seeing the brighter side of things. What's happening to you? And so then we get stuff like, you changing, you showing.
Better believe it.
Better know that.
Better believe it.
And so here we find, I'm going back to Luke 13. I had to say all that just to say this.
Work, Bishop. Work, Bishop.
I said all that to say this. So then here we have, here's the parable, here's the story. So Luke 13, he said, then he told them a story. He always wrap it up. A truth is always wrapped up in a story.
Yeah.
You know, they say it like this in the land of psychology. They say truth is always hidden in laughter. You know,
That's
somebody say something, girl,
That's
you know,
true.
I can't stand you. No, they
That's
mean
true.
that. But truth is hidden in laughter.
That's true.
So we make a joke out of what we know is the issues, the truth in our heart.
That's true.
You really getting on my nerves. I hear you so.
But that's true.
No, I hear you.
Conversation.
I'm getting on your nerves.
Yeah.
Wow.
I heard
Truth
that.
is hidden in laughter because guess what? Most people cannot handle the truth because the truth is naked. The truth will make you go, ooh. The truth is rough. Most people can't handle the truth. But in this hour, I'm telling you, heaven is getting ready to pull back the covers. And you ain't going to see nothing but the truth.
Come on.
The truth in you and the truth that everybody
Y'all
around
better
you.
hear it.
Because we have been hindered because we have been around nothing but deceivers.
You better hear it.
Do you understand that's the difference between the saint and the ain't? They can praise, they can worship, they just can't live holy.
Oh.
They can come to church, they can come to Bible study, but watch them when they leave. They can't live holy. But so I'm saying, are you a saint or an ain't?
Don Dios.
Huh? So then he says, and then he told them a story. A man had an apple tree planted in his front yard. And then he decided, okay, it's the end of the year. He came to it expecting to find apples. But there weren't any. It was the year-end review. He said, I know I planted some stuff this year. I need to go check on it. So he goes to an apple tree expecting to see apples. But there weren't any. He said to his gardener, because he ain't always there, he got somebody keeping.
What?
Yeah.
What? What?
Yeah.
He planted seed, but he needed a gardener to keep the garden.
Yeah.
He says to the gardener, what's going on here? What's happening? I planted an apple tree. I'm looking for some apples. I came to get some. I want to make an apple pie. I need to be able to pick some apples. For 3 years, I've been coming back.
Son Dios.
So this ain't my first time coming back. This is my first year in review.
Yeah.
I reviewed you last year, you ain't had nothing. I reviewed you the year before that, I reviewed you, you ain't had nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out if you really have a tree or not. Ooh, what's going on here? For 3 years now, I've come to this tree. I didn't come to the garden, I came to the tree.
That's right.
I came looking at you,
Bishop.
expecting apples, and not one apple have I found. Know what he said? Get rid of it.
Cut it.
What did he say? Tell him I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Chop it down.
Chop it down.
Because you have to understand, God doesn't make an investment with nothing that don't give him a return.
What you say?
When he gives seed, he looking for a return.
What you say?
Huh? He said, when I put something in you, I'm coming back to make a withdrawal. So it's no way that I'm going to keep going back and checking and don't have no results. It's no way I'm going to keep coming back looking and can't find nothing different. How long you going to stay in the state that you in and be cool with it? Huh? So even as we stand at this threshold of this transition, we're in the hallway between 2018 and 2019. God said, I'm trying to see if I can get some fruit from you.
That's right.
I'm coming looking for apples. You got any? I done gave you a hit to produce. Do you have it?
My God.
Jesus.
He said, it's not my first time coming. I've done a year-end assessment before. He said, here it is. The owner is coming year after year reviewing your performance. Do you realize 2019, the Lord told me, he says, we're going from preparation to performance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you realize you spend more time? See, some of y'all think God late. Some of y'all think God not going to do it. But do you realize you spend more time in preparation than you do performance? You practice more in football than you play. You rehearse for the play and the play only one night. You've been rehearsing 3 months for a one-night show.
That's real.
We should spend more time in preparation, but see, 2018, you were trying to be a performer. With no preparation. What good is to have a stage that you ain't ready for? And so many of us got on it and got booted off of it because we weren't ready for it. He said, now this is the season that your preparation has to be greater than your performance, but I have to come back and show you how poorly you perform.
Yeah.
The owner expected some fruit to be on the tree. It was a reasonable request.
Yes.
He says, present your body a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, which is your You ought to have some. You're a pear tree, I need some pears.
Jesus.
That's good.
But the thing of it is, every time the owner asks for what you're supposed to be producing, it's a reasonable request, but you give him a redundant report. You say the same thing over and over. Well, I would have, but see what had happened was, and see, you don't know, and see, I'm supposed to, but then you know how we got all them excuses in 2018? We had excuse after excuse after excuse of why you couldn't, why you did, why you can't be on time. Well, see what had happened was, and why you can't do it again and again. Well, see, I did it great that one time. Well, I know it. That's the only time you did it right. Well, see what had happened was, and so we have the same redundant report.
Jesus.
And he says, what I'm asking for you is a reasonable thing. Present your body.
Yeah.
A living sacrifice. I don't want no. See, the Old Testament had dead sacrifices.
Yeah.
The New Year, they would kill a bull and let the blood go between the altar and all of that. He said, but I don't want that dead. I want something to die on purpose. I want something to make a decision. Die for me. I want somebody who say, you know what? I could be at the mall, but you know what? I'm gonna spend some time in prayer. You know, I could be doing this, but I'm gonna choose to do that. He said, I want a living sacrifice. I don't want to make you do it. I want you to show up because you want to. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, God, come on. But here's the thing. In our natural life, you don't want nobody to do something because you want them to. I don't have to twist your arm. I want you to do it because it's a hard thing. I want you to do it because you want to. I want you to do it because your love for me is greater than your wicked flesh. I want you to do it.
That's right.
So he says, present your body a living sacrifice. Holy. No, and now when you present it, don't present it any kind of way. I don't want it dirty. I want it holy. I don't want what everybody wants. I don't want nobody to have touched everything you finna give me. I want it holy. Clean it off. Dust it off the best of your ability. Holy and acceptable. Which is your reasonable service. The Bible says, the translation says, which is your act of worship. You want to worship me, just live right. You waving your hands, think you're doing something. Waving your dirty hands in the air ain't helping me. He said, you want to worship me, live right.
Jesus Christ of Nazareth. That's
Oh, but child, I know I'm dirty. I done did all this stuff, but child, I worship today, did you?
Did you? Did you really? Yeah.
He said, you worship me more with your lifestyle than your hands.
Come on! Come on!
You know, and see, y'all grew up in a different denomination where y'all say, child, we shouted today. And y'all think that's with the feet. Shout with your mouth.
Come on.
Sanctified folk did a dance. Oh, God. Child, we was shout today, did you? What y'all was shouting? What y'all said? No, y'all was dancing. Shout said, hallelujah.
Yeah.
Dance is with my feet. Lord have mercy.
Make the distinction, my God.
Don't get me started. I keep a dance ready.
Oh, God.
What you talking about? That's what I'm saying.
God.
But you know, this new generation, they got to conjure up a reason to dance. I was raised that you dance in advance. Honey, he ain't got to do nothing.
Oh,
Just praise him like it's already done. So that's what real faith is. Dance on credit. He been good. I owe him a praise. I ain't even got your stuff, but I can dance because I know I'm going to get it. Lord have mercy. He said, present your body, living sacrifice, with your reasonable service. Then you know the next point. Be not conformed to this world, be ye transformed. But I can't even have transformation until I present. And is it present or be a present? See, sometimes you got to be a gift to God before you get the gift from God.
That's true.
We want so many gifts from God, but we don't want to be a gift to Him. I want to be your gift. You can use me however you want to. If I need to be a debit card in your life, I need to be worship, I need to be praise. I want to be a billboard for you. I want to be your gift, and I know because I am your gift, you're going to gift me with whatever I need.
Oh, my. Oh, my. Right. Oh, my.
But here's what we got to understand with the tree. Let me tell you about the tree and why it's out of order for not producing. Number one, it had some advantages. The first advantage was its location.
Yeah.
I know you got a whole bunch of redundant reports of why you can't, but let me tell you why you should. Your location. The tree was planted in a vineyard. Meant that it was planted in a place that was protected.
Oh.
So if you've been unprotected, it's because you haven't been in the right place.
What?
Because you walked outside of your comfort zone.
What?
You walked outside of the vineyard. You walked outside of the place of protection. You little tree and picked up your roots and walked somewhere you ain't had no business.
What?
My God.
Jesus.
In the wrong place at the wrong time. Nobody saying nothing. Because sometimes your storm, sometimes your test, the only reason it's coming, the enemy is coming to get you out of place.
That's true.
Because God blesses places. So if I can get you out of place, you'll miss your blessing. Because he's not coming to you, he's coming to the place. Here's the prophet at the brook. The place dries up.
Yeah.
The place dries up because it's time to go to another place, prophet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
The prophet didn't dry up, his place did. So when the place dries up, it's because I'm trying to move you somewhere. But what we do is, the brook dries up, what we do is we go find a fountain and try to fill it up with water.
That's it.
It dried up, but I know I ain't supposed to go nowhere. That's a lie. He just stole my water. Somebody get a water hose and put some more water in it. He says, no, I'm trying to bless location. You out of the place of protection, and because you are, you're not going to produce nothing.
My God.
Jesus.
So yeah, you got seed, but you got seed out of place.
Oh.
Seed out of place.
Uh-oh. So then let's go another further.
My God.
Now you got seed, but I need to know who it came from. Because some folks pregnant, but I don't know who the baby is.
Oh, wow.
Who be that baby daddy, bro?
Who the baby is? Because anything God impregnates you with, produces.
Yes, it does.
So sometimes we have to go back and say, who gave me this seed?
My
Who
God.
did it?
Oh, Maury.
Because some stuff ain't God, it's just a good idea.
See?
Oh, it's different between a good idea and a God idea.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, big
But when I put it in his hands, I can't do nothing but have God ideas.
Come on.
But when I change location and get out his hands and get in your arms, we got a problem.
See?
Oh, Lord, okay.
Oh, sweet.
The first advantage was location. The tree was planted in a vineyard meant that the tree was protected. Then the second advantage
Yes.
that comes to mind is the fact that the tree was planted. The tree wasn't placed.
What?
On purpose.
Plants are placed. Trees are planted.
Yes.
Which one are you?
Which one?
See, I can take a plant and place it anywhere in my house. A tree, once you plant it, it ain't going nowhere.
Come on.
Why do you keep going somewhere?
See?
You a tree or a plant? Because see, a tree take root.
See?
A plant can be in a pot. And you wonder why folk can pick you up and move you everywhere because you ain't planted nowhere.
Come on.
Huh? Who move you? Your job can move you. Now, I'm supposed to be planted here on Sunday, but my job keep moving me. My emotions keep moving me. My life keep moving me. Stuff keep moving me because I ain't planted. I ain't got no roots nowhere. So when the wind blow, I just move. Huh? When life happens, I just move.
Jesus.
Because when I'm planted, it's not by chance and it's not by coincidence. It's not by accident. I have picked a place to plant you in.
Come on, here.
Y'all ain't saying that now. Y'all get quiet.
That's a marination.
Because so what am I saying? That the owner, he didn't give up on you. He kept coming back. The Bible said that it was 3 years that he did this. He kept coming back. What was he trying to find? He was trying to find fruit of faithfulness. He was trying to find some family togetherness. He was trying to find the fruit of fellowship. He was trying to find the fruit of fasting. He was trying to find the fruit of prayer. He was trying to find the fruit of love, but he kept coming back and you kept coming up empty. He says, how many times do you think I'm going to come check on you and you ain't going to be the producer?
Jesus.
How many times?
Come on, Galatians said, you did run well, but who hindered you? Who cut you off? Who got you off track? Somebody hindered you. Somebody stopped you. Somebody cut you off. Somebody blocked you. You was running good in January. Why in March you let them cut you off? Why did you get distracted?
Lord.
You was just about to bloom. You was just coming through the dirt. You was just about to open up. And all of a sudden you let the enemy cut you off.
That's a real word right there.
So as we come to the close, we got to understand and realize this. As we come to the close of the year, we got to make some decisions. That what has happened in the past in our relationship hasn't always been what it could have been. So he says, here we go. We got to be able to deal with the arguments, the unforgiveness, the pride, the
Yes.
The lack of love, the disconnection.
Jesus.
Deal with it.
The disconnection between us and God, us and church, us and others. Before the year goes out, I know we want to make New Year's resolutions, but I got to resolve some stuff before I can have some stuff. I got to get.
Right there.
Now, there's some stuff I got to close before I open my mouth and declare what's coming. There's some stuff I got to focus on. This is something that I got to declare that no, this is not going to happen. I'm not taking you with me in 2019. I ain't taking it with me in 2019. It's some stuff that I got to close the door and lock it.
Lock it and throw the key away. Jesus. Lord have mercy. Oh my God.
Oh God, because see, we think we're gonna slip out this year and we're gonna let pride slip out with us. We're gonna let depression slip out with us. We're gonna let unforgiveness slip out with us. He said, no, before you cross over, you've got to deal with the issues at hand. No, you got to deal with what caused you not to produce. You got, yes, you did good. I looked at your assessment. Yes, I put some checks on there, but it was a lot of minuses more than it was checks. And I'm talking about based on what I know you can do. Yeah, you did perform, but your performance was not at the level it could have been. You did enough to get by. Yes, you were there, but did you do something while you were there? Yes, you heard, but did you apply what you heard? See, we think they still giving awards for perfect attendance. They ain't doing that no more. Honey, I'm only giving raises to those that are performing.
That's right.
Lord.
So in an hour now, that he says, I'm coming to the garden one more time.
Yes.
He said, but I'm looking for apples to be on the apple tree. I'm looking to see manifestation of what I planted in your life. Because again, he's not coming back to something that he did not put seed in. So if he's coming to you, you can be rest assured that it's something on the inside for him to come to.
Yes.
Oh God, when I go to the ATM and open my wallet, I can tell you ain't no need to put that card in there.
Ain't no need.
I know which card got something on it. Ain't no need. I know which card that I can make a withdrawal off. And so let me tell you, when the Holy Ghost opens up his wallet, and your name is on the card, which one? He got Carter on one card. He got Rollins on one card. Which one will he take out? He goes, I'm looking for who I can get a withdrawal from. What you say? People, they're going to tell me insufficient praise, insufficient worship. Their account is already overdrawn. It's overdrawn in sadness. It's overdrawn in tears. It's overdrawn in doubt. But I'm looking for an account that got one praise left. I'm looking for an account that got one worship left. I'm looking for an account that got one yes left. I'm looking for an account that says, yes, Lord, I will. I'm looking for an account that says, here I am. I'm looking for an account that I can get a withdrawal.
Lord.
Can God pull your card?
Lord have mercy.
Can he pull your card? Will he get out what he expects? Or will he get a slip that say no funds? Will he get a slip that you have asked over the unlimited amount? This account does not have asked for a lesser amount. They got praise, but it ain't enough. It ain't what you asked for. You ever asked for 140 and said, no, that's over the limit. It exceeds the limit. Yeah, you got praise, but only $20 worth. Yeah, you got praise, but only $40 worth. But God said, this is a $140 job. I'm trying to get something out of you. And he says, in order for me to get something out of you in 2019, I got to put my weight on you. I got to put my pressure on you. I got to put my glory on you. Because in 2019, I'm trying to get a withdrawal. How do I know he gonna come again? Because the gardener began to plead with the owner. He said, I know you want to chop it down, but I got faith in that little tree. I know you want to get rid of it, but I got faith in that little tree. How does he know? Because I've been with that tree. I've been killing the soul of that tree. I know they haven't produced yet, but give them one more year. I know they haven't produced yet, but give them one more year. I know they haven't shown, but give them one more year. I know they still doubting, but give them one more year. I know they still crying, but give them one more year. I know they making excuses, but give them one more year. Oh, owner, don't do it. Oh, owner, don't make me try it. Lord, if you would give me one more year. Somebody say 2019 will be my year. God will be able to get a withdrawal. God, you can get what you need out of me. Lord, make some deposits. Deposit joy. Deposit peace. Deposit love. Deposit faith. Deposit long suffering. Lord, put something in me. So when you need something, you can pull my cord. When you need something, you can make a withdrawal. Somebody say yes. Well, that's put something in me. Oh God, when you come next year, I won't be empty. When you come next year, I won't be without. When you come next year, you're going to see what you're looking for. When you come next year, I'm going to have fruit that remains. It's not enough to have fruit, but I need fruit that remains. What good is it to birth an apple? And as soon as I birth it, what good is to have one, but not have no power? Lord, when you come next time, I'll be packing where the devil lacking. When you come back next year, I'll be full of power. Somebody say, try me again. Try me again.
Try me again, God. My God.
Deposit something in us, God. Put something on the inside. Oh, but he only make it once so he can make a withdrawal. He said, I can't draw from an empty well. I got to put something on the inside. Because in the days to come, I'm going to need what I put on the inside of you.
Thank you, God.
Thank you, Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. I don't even know what this is about, man of God. Right here. I don't even know what this is about, and I'm saying I'm going to leave you alone. But the Lord says, tell him that in this hour, I'm blessing his thoughts. I don't know, you're a thinker, you're analytical, you got some plans, you got some stuff that you want to do. God said, but this is the season that I'm going to bless you. He said, this is the season that the things that you've been trying to put together. God said, I see God moving you out the way. He said, I'm going to put together what you've been trying to put together. He says, I'm going to do for you in this season. He said, because there's some things that he needs to show to you. I almost see heaven with a receipt. When he says, I see how much you paid for it. And I'm getting ready to give you your money back. God Almighty. He said, I see the season that you went without. The season of suffering. The season that you were trying to figure out if it would work or not. And I'm going to say, tell him this is the season that I shall do for him what I promise. I'm looking at plans. Oh man, your mind is so brilliant. He says, I'm blessing your thoughts this season. The ideas that come to your head, they're God ideas. And God said, this is the hour that doors are getting ready to open in your favor. Oh God. And I saw a season where it looked like your head was down. Oh, but he says, let him know that I am the lifter of his head. He says, hold on. Just a little while longer. I know what it is to think that, man, I'm doing all I know to do, and it look like stuff ain't coming together, because this is the season. I'm talking about the first 34 days of the year. Mind blowing for you. God said, I'm getting ready to do something. Why? Because your heart is pure. He said, your heart is right toward me. You don't necessarily always get it right, but your heart is right toward me. And he said, and because of that, I promise I shall do.
Work big.
I said, I will do for you. Somebody clap your hands and give God praise. I don't even know if this is about Elder Rollins. I'm talking about Man Rollins now, but I don't know what's been going on with you in the last maybe 2.5 months. But there's so much wisdom that's been downloaded to you. And God says, take it not lightly, but there is a manual, there's a book or something that you're supposed to be putting together and writing. There is some instruction that heaven has given you, and you think it just worked for you. He says, no, I'm giving you so you can teach somebody else how to do it. And so this is a season of wisdom and instruction that's coming to you. I see your, I hear the word presenter. I see your name, and underneath presenter, God said, I'm going to put you before great people, and you shall teach and instruct a kingdom principle to folk that ain't even kingdom. I told you preparation prepares you for performance. He says, and because I have done for you what I've done for you, he says, now I'm ready to promote you. Now here comes the raise. He says, now here comes the platform that I showed you years ago. I said, I'm getting ready to do something unique with your life.
Obey him.
God, I don't even know what this is about. But one, I heard the Lord say, tell her to untie his hands.